This may be the greatest Cinderella run I've ever seen of an NBA team. Like, it's insane. We can go around and get some initial reactions. I'll call your name, little intro, whatever. I'm gonna start at the top, work my way around. So what's up, Chris? What are you thinking?
Appreciate you mentioning me at the top, bro. Lakers in 4, like everybody. You want my thoughts on the series off rip?
Yeah, let's stick with the this series, and then we'll do a little bit of Lakers Clippers for you at the end.
All right, so I mean,
Lakers Nuggets. I can't even say it right.
Yeah, bro. I told you last time on the last episode. I just felt like the Clippers kind of they spoiled their chances. Like, you can't keep letting a team come back when you should have won the game. Eventually, they're gonna hit you in the mouth. In this last game, we saw, they got hit in the mouth. They thought that they had that championship level chemistry and mentality, and that they could turn on the switch whenever they wanted to, and they didn't nobody tell them the power's out. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what I'm saying. They had nobody that could contain Jokic all series. That boy went crazy. It was 16 and 22 and like 10 assists.
Nuts.
Wow. Jamal
Best
Murray
center in the league.
Well, he can take it now. He took it. My biggest critique of him his whole career has been like his aggressiveness, and these playoffs he's been aggressive. I've liked what I've seen, so he can take it.
He took what's the frame? He took him to the woodshed, whatever. He beat him like a redheaded stepchild. All right. What's up, Dre? What are you thinking?
Oh man, it's a beautiful day today. Beautiful night, beautiful evening. Shout out to all the Clippers fans. My pops, Nathaniel Plummer. I want to give a big shout out to you, bro. So I hope you listen to this with deep disdain in your heart about what's going on about them bums who just lost. Anyway, no, man, I think it was an excellent game. Like I said, I want to echo Chris' sentiments. First of all, it's your favorite host, Lakers in 3. You know the vibes. Big St. Louis vibes. Hey, Tatum will bounce back. But you just can't leave them around. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're a young, scrappy team, and each time that they came back, you gave them confidence. The last thing you want with a young, scrappy team is irrational confidence. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, the one thing they're going to do when things are going crazy is just play hard. You know what I'm saying? It's like those young legs, like, defeat everything. Like, you see Jamal Murray almost play the whole game. You see Jokic almost play the whole game. You see Kawhi try to play the whole game, but, like, gassing out. You see Paul George trying to will his team to victory and gassing out. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they don't have an emphatic leader to be like, hey, pull them all in, like, hey, we got this. You know what I'm saying? Like a LeBron James or something like that who's been battle tested, like, hey, we can get over this hump. Like, Kawhi is battle tested, but he's just not vocal. So it's like, who's going to be that emotional catalyst to get you over the hump? Is it Trez? You don't really want your bench player to be in the emotional catalyst for you. Is it Lou Will? You can't really be there if he's not balling. So they didn't really have a rally moment or a rally cry. And then Doc's weak type of speech or whatever enthusiasm he was giving them. Like, I listened to what his alleged post-game speech or pre-game speech, and he was just like, play loose, play hard, go out there, have fun. Like, what, bro? Like,
Rah-rah speeches are overrated, he said.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
he did say that.
You got to have a sense of urgency. Like, it is game 7. You want aggressive intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be aggressive, but you want to be smart. You want to be active, and you want to have those key points to kind of change the way of the series. And, like, he was just being way too nonchalant. Like, he's already, got it in the bag or something, or they're about to blow him out by 20. They got humbled, and it was beautiful to see.
It was crazy. Did y'all see? It wasn't our group message when Phil Jackson was talking about Doc Rivers like that. So if y'all haven't seen it, he was just basically saying these guys blow leads.
Bro, I didn't know he blew a 3-1 lead when he had T-Mac. I didn't know that. This been a long standing thing. I didn't know
he's
that.
the only coach to blow multiple 3-1 leads, and now he's done it a third time.
Man,
yeah, he's not gonna get fired though. But we can talk about that later.
Man, all right, Zach, what are your thoughts?
Okay, Zach's here to hold people accountable. Dre, you're a Clippers fan. Don't try to deny it now. One,
nobody knew that.
2, Shaka almost didn't say what's up because it was intros. You just gave a monologue, so we're not gonna speak about that. But anyway, you see Jokic, you see Murray. I told y'all they was gonna win this series. I told y'all the Clippers was soft. I told you I didn't have what it took to win. I told y'all mentally they thought they was champions already and they didn't have it, and I was right. And Jokic is the best center in the NBA, and this is coming from an Embiid fan. So, congrats.
Hey, Embiid better watch out, man. He might not be the only person coming for those top spots. We'll leave it at that.
Facts.
Who are you talking about? No.
I know a guy down there in Arizona getting
Man,
better every year. I was gonna say Towns, right?
bye.
I thought you was gonna say Towns.
No, I can't say Towns, bro.
Aiden's not ready.
After that Jimmy Butler fiasco, I can never say Towns. I'm sorry.
Yeah, unless he proves you wrong.
You at least said
You gonna put me wrong to come Timberwolves?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Porzingis would have been better than Aiden.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Aiden, nice, but
Yeah.
All right. Anyways,
Yeah.
it's not about age.
Shock is the same guy who said what's his name was the best young scorer over Booker, Porter. But anyway,
You did say that.
Did I say what?
You said Michael Porter was the best young peer scorer.
I say he could be. Also, I was talking about him and Tatum. Never came up with Booker.
whatever.
Anyways, okay.
Hold
Rewind.
people accountable.
All right, let's get into the game though. So let's give them the praise first before we start talking about the Clippers and all that. Let's make sure we give the Nuggets their just due. All right. So in this game, close out Game 7 for the Western Conference Finals. Jamal Murray leads the way, 40 points on 57% from the field, 6 for 13 for 3 for 46%. Let's see. 5 assists, 5 turnovers, whatever. Hey, the man was a bucket. All right. I'll be the first to admit I did not think he had it like that. But at the same time, hindsight is 2020. The man was very young, and he was due for a breakout season. So I'm gonna give him his credit. I was wrong. This man is here. He's at the point now, bro. I'm questioning if I'd rather take him over Kyrie Irving.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Bro, why do you have
I knew that's where
to
he was
Kyrie? Like what? Oh,
You know I had to do it, bro. I have to do it.
Kyrie,
hate
bro.
Kyrie, bro.
He hates him.
You
I used to be
swear
the biggest
Kyle Lowry
Kyrie.
better than all of them, right? Though, right? Kyle Lowry is better than Jamal Murray, Kyrie, and John Wall combined.
No, I'm serious. At this point, bro, is Jamal Murray becoming a top 3-point guard in this league?
Top 3?
No.
Bro, he's averaging he's going nuts right now, bro. Where do you put him at right now, Dre? In the rankings?
Probably like top 7.
Nah, I
Top
can't
7 point guards?
can't have that 7.
Yeah.
I got.
All right, look. So
He's
you got
probably like
Six?
6. I got to look at the list right now. I got off without even thinking about it, I got Steph, Dame, CP3, Lowry, and then they get real iffy unless I'm forgetting somebody.
Bro, he's above Lowry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If the Clippers had Lowry, they would have lost.
Like,
If the
If
Clippers,
the Clippers had Jamal Murray, they wouldn't have lost.
No,
What do you
no,
think?
look.
but I'm saying like it's not
Look,
about it's not about just buckets though. Kyle Lowry like
Bro.
does everything else.
But
I
look,
get what
though.
you're saying.
Go ahead.
No, you go, Zach.
Kyle Lowry had Jokic.
If
wouldn't
the
be hot right
Nuggets had Kyle Lowry, could they win? No. Over Murray? Just because Kyle Lowry cannot bring the explosive scoring. He does a lot more floor game, like charges, defense. He might even finish at the rim better. But hey, when Murray gets it going,
Like
Bro.
I said, I'll entertain it. I'll entertain him top 5. Top 3 is a no.
I'm just saying after Kyle Lowry, we would say Kyrie next and then Murray.
I actually didn't think about Kyrie at all, to be honest with you.
Here's my thing with Murray, bro. There's a lot of point guards in the league who are just buckets, right? That's kind of like the wave right now for point guards. Where you're not really concerned with them being a point of attack defense.
Right.
When you have a guy that's shooting 50% from 3 in the playoffs, in the regular season he's around 40%. His handle is, we all admit his handle's nice. Bro, he's an explosive scorer. If this rolls into next season,
What I will say in Kyrie's defense, though, most of our criticisms come from when he's at a number 1 role. Jamal Murray is not the number 1 option.
facts.
He's
He's not one scoring option, but he's not the primary.
Exactly. So like when
ball.
Kyrie was like, not the primary attention, we were looking at him differently. Like how
he didn't play this well.
Yeah. No, Chris.
Yes, he
Chris.
did. What are you talking about?
I don't know, like dropping 40 in the finals. averaging like almost 30 in the finals.
A couple 50 balls.
No,
Man, what are you
I mean,
talking
no, because Shock, you were the same person that said that you might put an asterisk about that
Was
around
it the
that
bubble?
Jazz series.
All right.
They were playing no defense. Like he had 40 tonight, so rightfully he deserves the praise. But that Jazz series, it was trash cans out there on both sides. They played no defense.
If
I don't
for
think
some
Kyrie
reason,
played-
he said. If for some reason he leads his team in a similar fashion past the Lakers, I'm just saying hypothetically.
Oh, okay, that's a different. That's not gonna happen. But if that happens, that's a different conversation. That's a different conversation.
He's top 3, right?
Fuck it.
Yo, he has to be.
I will say this: Lakers fans, I think the Lakers will win. I'll start saying this, but Lakers cannot go into this thinking they just gonna beat the Nuggets.
No, I don't think they are, bro. I don't think they are.
You can't.
Oh,
There's no way.
he this close to a championship. LeBron coming in there.
Also, bro,
Zero
LeBron,
dark 30. No more social media.
right? LeBron in closeout games is like 18 and like
It's nuts.
it's a crazy number.
And
So
we have multiple bodies that can throw at Jokic. Like they didn't have anyone who can
Facts.
throw Jokic. We have AD. We can have Dwight get a little
Right.
pistol with him. To throw some fouls out there. JaVale is
Yeah.
JaVale. I can't really.
Hey.
But y'all have nobody from Murray.
No, you don't.
KCP, Caruso. We'll do the same thing that we did with Harden.
No,
same
I'm
thing
sorry.
we did with Dame. Gotta run
Kawhi,
it down.
PG, still 40.
You see how it worked out, right? Cool.
Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Hey, I'm not done with the Nuggets yet. Nikola Jokic put on a performance for the ages.
Yes, sir.
Best big man in the league, as we said. What did y'all see from him in terms of a growth? Like, what does he add to his game, or is he just been on a constant increase? Is something special happening? Was it the Clippers? Dre, what's going on?
He got his body right. It's real simple. Like he lost the weight. He's able to kind of be out there on the floor longer. He was always a cerebral player. That allowed him to be a all-star. But he became a superstar once he started really focusing in on his diet and his health. So he could start to catch up from where his mind is. You could even see that he's made vast improvements on defense. Like watching him schematically in defense, he is extremely slew-footed. However, he plays the angles extremely well. He understands the coverages. He knows when to drop, and he makes very timely blocks and blocks. And he boxes out very well as well to get those offensive rebounds. So even watching that aspect of his game grow, and offensively, we see what he is. He's a savant with the ball. You know what I'm saying? He sees everything before it even happens, and he happens to be 7 foot, which allows him to seal for most of his defenders, especially with the Clippers. Now you get a longer defender on it, it makes it a little bit more challenging. But we have like the Montrezls of the world and JaMychal Greens and the Marcus Morris Jr.'s where you can just be over them and literally pick them apart. It makes it that much easier. So I feel like he really focused on his body. And then I think defense was more of a strong suit as well. Not necessarily playing great one-on-one defense, but schematically really buying into the system and making those nice coverage reads, knowing when to drop, when to position himself, and when to come over and help. So that's what I was looking at when I was watching this game. I'm like, okay, he's becoming a very well-rounded player.
Yeah, I think the thing with Jokic too is like his IQ on the defensive end is overlooked by just a casual observer. Like he doesn't have the tools to be like a crazy plus defender, but very rarely do you be like he was in a bad position or he just got abused. Like he might not have the athleticism to stay with the top guys, but average defenders or guys who are just trying to rely on just athleticism, he usually has a game plan for them. And never underestimate a guy with quick hands. I think Iguodala showed us that. Like, that's a great neutralizer. I've been seeing that a lot of strips in this bubble. I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe it's because people haven't been playing ball. I feel like that's been up. But Zach, what's going on with Jokic, bro?
Yeah, I agree with the conditioning, but I don't think it's the main factor. I take it more to Chris's point about him being aggressive. I think once he found out that he needs to abuse his matchup, be aggressive, because you can't double Jokic. You put 4 shooters around him, you double him, he's going to find the open man. And once they figure that out, it's like, how do you stop him? Because the guy in front of him can't stop him, so you have to double, and now your defense has folded, So that's I think his aggression is the biggest difference now.
Yo, so Chris, do you think Jokic is the most all right, I'll preface this by saying this. I don't know who the best passer in the league is.
He's the best passing big man I've ever seen.
I'm talking about any position, is he the most creative passer in terms of like every time you watch, you see a pass, it's like, wow.
I think he's in the conversation just because I don't know. We talked about this. I feel like we talked about this like last year, and I think he's made a little bit more refinements to his game. I think that he's not breaking. He doesn't really have the ability to break the defense down and create them passing lanes. So he's just putting them on a dime with people. So I think we need to look at that when you talk about the creativity in his passing. So I feel like it's something to look at. I don't know if I would necessarily put him there just off rip, but I mean that's interesting. I think he's in the conversation.
I think it helps too that he's a big man, so you can see over the top, and he has really like long arms. So he's really just putting the ball in weird spots. So it's pretty crazy, bro.
It's LeBron-esque, honestly. Just the way he knows where people are supposed to be, and I think where he does extremely well is like noticing the cuts and the angles. And I think the Nuggets do very well cutting off of him as well, just knowing where to be and knowing that Jokic is going to give him the ball. It's the same thing with LeBron. Like if you get open, LeBron's going to find you. And the same thing with Jokic. Only passes I would say were better than Jokic would be probably LeBron, CP. On the lowest of keys, Pete Rondo. Rondo is crazy with the rock. He's so cerebral. Like Pete Rondo, like making those passes, like just watch those highlights if you ever get a chance. But he knew every angle where everyone was supposed to be. That chemistry they had with the Celtics was crazy. So he was really putting them on a dime. And that's when he was having those 20 assist games and 17 assist games. So, but he's definitely in the echelon. Like he's amazing.
Well, and the biggest thing with the Nuggets is like you bring up the cutting. When you guard them, like when they're cutting, you have to guard them with active hands. Because like I feel like against the Clippers, it was cuts and it was like Paul George is right there, but like most guys don't throw that pass. So like your hands down, he just throws it real quick. It's like if your hands are up and active, you block it, but the whole team cuts with the purpose.
I've never seen
any team in the league that I've seen.
Yeah, that last cut with Jamal Murray was crazy when he threw it behind his back,
Nuts.
like on a dime too. You know what I'm saying? Pat Bev had to whack, Jamal Murray to get back.
And then flop.
I was like, bro, the game's over. Don't act hurt now. Get up.
The thing I was thinking is like, what if he really hurt Jamal Murray? Because like that was awkward how the way he landed. So I'm like, bro, just let it go.
So dirty.
Game's over, bro. Like, let it go.
Yeah. Hey, I want to talk about the others real quick. Jeremy Grant, huh? What you gonna say?
Dre called last time I was on the pod 2 weeks ago. He called Jeremy Grant trash.
He did clown.
He needs to apologize.
I never called Jeremy Grant trash. I've always been an advocate of Jeremy Grant being on the Lakers, so I've never called Jeremy Grant trash.
Okay, no. But you said he brings in nothing on offense. He's a net negative on offense. He's so bad on offense that his decent defense makes him a net negative. You said that.
I didn't, but I would love to see that clip. I know I didn't.
Oh, sure. Hey, I got clips.
Bring the receipts. I'm all for it. I know I didn't say that.
Hey, I could be Paul George. I got clips.
No, I'm all for it. But now I'm always been a Jeremy Grant fan. So
okay, all
right. Speaking of Jeremy Grant, at this point, man, he's hitting a lot of his threes. He's playing solid defense. I mean, I think in the bubble, other than Paul George and Kawhi, he may be the best defender for LeBron James in the West. Because obviously you got like an OG or somebody. Keep in mind, nobody can guard LeBron fully. I mean, it's LeBron.
He's not a bad option.
If you were going to take Paul George or Kawhi, who in the West during conference playoffs were you going to take to guard LeBron? He has to be number 3. We seen what he did to Marcus. It was bad.
Like no one could really go on LeBron. It's not a bad option. Like I like Jeremy Grant. He's just long and athletic, so that's always a nice plus. But he's just too slow. He don't have enough bulk on him. Like he gonna get moved out the way. Like I seen how Kawhi was moving him. Imagine LeBron.
When Kawhi wasn't moving him like that though. I seen Kawhi move Jimmy, and it was way worse.
Bro, but I'm saying when Kawhi really wanted to go to the rack, like he was moving Jeremy Grant. Like
okay,
I do remember what I said. Zach, about Jeremy Grant not being able to hit a shot. Didn't say I wasn't a fan of him, but he was like off for the first game. Like I think like he had like 3 in a row.
Yeah, no. He shot He had one game he shot over 5 from 3, and they were all wide open threes. He did.
So I do remember that. My bad. But go ahead, sir.
Hey, so Chris, when I look at the Nuggets, even with Monte Morris, I mean, let's take Michael Porter Jr. out of this discussion, but I think they have defenders between Torrey Craig, Gary Harris, who was a real slept-on guy this series. Not a lot of scoring, but did everything else right. Between him, Paul Millsap, smart. Jeremy Grant's going to be playing hard on defense. Even Jamal Murray's going to run around. You know what I mean? When you look at this team, where do you rank their defense? Or how do you compare their defense with other playoff teams or with the Lakers? Like, just give me a sum up of the Denver Nuggets defense. What do
You said me?
Yeah.
Like, as far as I'm thinking, as far as what? Like, comparison to
like,
other teams?
Or even the Lakers, right? The Lakers are an elite defense. Do you think that they're in the ballpark right now? Or, like, how do you think their defense is looking?
You know, it's – to be honest, bro, it's really hard for me to answer that question. One, because I just think the Clippers really just – like, yeah, they were playing decent defense, but when I watched the game, like, I felt like the Clippers – should have been able to score. Like, there's no way that the Denver's defense is good enough to hold this team to 89 points.
Were there open shots, though?
Huh?
I didn't see a lot of, like, wide open shots.
Oh, I saw them miss a lot of open shots.
I saw JaMychal Green missing open shots, but I have to believe that's part of
– Paul George missing open shots. Paul George missed a lot. The last open shot that Paul George missed, it hit the side of the backboard.
No, but I contested, bro.
Morris.
Nah,
He
that's
missed a couple. No,
that's a late close. That's open in the NBA.
Bro, look, it was some missed open shots, but the problem is there were open shots after not being in a rhythm. The Clippers don't run any offense, bro. It's like
they have no chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
I think going against a team like the
Right.
Lakers, and they got chemistry. They're playing well. They have a rhythm. They have a guy who's gonna make sure that shit doesn't happen. If like, them runs are not gonna happen with the Lakers. LeBron's just gonna go out there and get a bucket like Kawhi should have been doing. Like, I think we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see how their defense really stacks up against the Lakers, and then I'll be able to answer your question. I really can't tell right now. I think the Clippers just netted up so bad. I can't tell.
I don't know, man. I don't think it's all just the Clippers. I think their offense does have a lot to do with it. We'll get into that and all that other stuff. But when I look at the Nuggets, bro, I don't see a bunch of obvious, like, oh, this is a Duncan Robinson out here. You know what I mean? I don't see a lot of, like,
because I think that they don't have. In my mind, there's nobody that's incapable, if that makes sense. They don't have somebody on their team that's incapable. They might have
besides MPJ.
I was gonna get to him. I don't think he's incapable. He might be a little, he might not have the IQ right now, but physically he's not incapable in my mind. Yeah. I don't think there's anybody on that team that's physically incapable. Like, there's a lot of, like, you go to a lot of teams, you look down at the roster, there's people that just can't be out there defending people. Who can't be out there. Or even with the Bucks, they had guys like Kyle Korver couldn't be out there on defense at this point. Like,
it depends on who Porter's guard, though. With that being said, in my opinion,
I'm just saying, like, there's no, like, if I feel like if them as a team, they lock in, he's gonna look a lot better. It's gonna look how it did, because, like, there's nobody that should be getting physically dominated, if that makes sense in my mind.
Right now, no. I agree. It's a lot of, like, middle-sized, decent athletes on that team, where it's like decent feet. But anyway,
nah, for sure. I keep saying Clippers. This is crazy. Nuggets, Lakers. Dre, set it up for me. As a Lakers fan, what are you feeling right now? Excited?
Lakers in 3 all day. Lakers. I pass up because you know what type of energy I'm on. But like, we know the game.
Yeah. All right. What do you think, Chris?
All right, so I'm gonna get real detailed right here. Lakers in 6. They lose the first game. They win the next 2.
LeBron filler game. Okay.
Always. Nuggets tied up at 2-2, and then they lose 2 more games in 6. If my math is right. But the first game, the Nuggets are gonna come out real confident, real hot, and LeBron they're gonna be playing Philly. First off, if you play LeBron, you lose in game 1, you have no shot. Because they're gonna go back and they're gonna make adjustments, and it's gonna get worse. If you lose that first game, I can't even remember the last series he lost that he lost the first game to be honest. I can't think of the last
Celtics.
series. When?
Cavs.
What, like back in 2009?
No, back in like 2015. Well, no, 2000. What was it? The last year with the Cavs.
2010?
Didn't they lose to the Celtics in game 1?
No, he's saying you lose in game 1 and then you go on to lose the series. Or wait, what are you saying?
I'm just saying.
I mean, he won game 1 against the Celtics, didn't he?
I don't think so, bro. So they lost in 5. Was it the first one?
They won in 7. The Cavs won in 7.
Yeah, it was 7.
I'm talking about the last time he was in Cleveland before he went to Miami. He lost to the Celtics in 5. That's when Delonte.
Yeah, he's saying he's when he lost the series that like.
You talking about a different series, ain't you?
All right, we're gonna
I'm tripping. I'm backwards. He won. Duh.
Yeah. All right.
Either way,
is there any
Lakers? Either way, Lakers in 6.
Is there any chance the Lakers lose this series? Zach?
Yeah, it's a chance. I mean, as you see, if you let the Nuggets do what the Nuggets do, they'll beat you. I mean, like the Nuggets are not about to let you are not going to beat themselves, obviously. So, yes, I mean, if the Lakers come in and do what they're supposed to do with a locked-in playoff LeBron, AD putting up numbers, AD guarding Jokic, not shutting him down, but respectably, they'll win the series. But if they come out there and Danny Green's missing, he'll probably miss threes anyway. But, like, LeBron's not taking over the game. They're, like, missing a bunch of threes, like an obnoxious amount of threes. Yeah, they can lose.
I wouldn't even say that they can't beat themselves.
Who, the Nuggets?
I wouldn't go that far. They was beating themselves when they was getting down. You just got to put them away.
I don't even beat
It don't matter. It's just how they finish.
First quarter, they had 7 turnovers, 4 of them was offensive fouls. They could definitely beat themselves. They get down, but you just got to put them away. The Clippers just put up the gas. They know how to close them out.
I might re-download Twitter just for the slander the Clippers gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even be on Twitter, bro. I might download the thing just to see the type of slander they're gonna go on.
Oh, it's bad, dude. It's bad.
I get feel.
Yo, so before we wrap this whole thing up, I want to talk Murray and Jokic versus LeBron and AD.
What?
If you're a Lakers fan, right? Are you starting off with AD on Jokic, or does it even matter? You just put Dwight on him and just like play normal. Are you going to that small ball lineup that was very beautiful against the Rockets?
It's a great question.
Here's a great question. What I would do is see how Jokic is scoring. So if Jokic is getting in the post and kind of doing what he want to do, I bring Dwight in to beat him up a little bit. Jokic is like stretching out and like smacking threes in the mid range, put AD on him, go with the small, let it roll. But I just kind of let Jokic play and how he determines his playmaking, kind of differentiate whether I'm gonna beat him up, or I'm just gonna stretch him out with AD. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Cause I do know that the Nuggets run an offense where their forward is still like running around and stuff. You know, like everybody but Jokic is really moving around. So AD's gonna be moving around too, especially with Paul Mills has been a trash bag from 3. Okay, it's been awful.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with Markieff Morris guarding Paul Millsap being fine. Like I'm cool with it.
You get low key sack with AD in the paint still. Let him shoot, bro.
No, the scary thing is Grant. His cutting. He's really good cutting.
When he's at the 4 is when they get. It's kind of scary.
Which he's playing 36 and plus minutes a night. Trust me.
But I thought Kuzma on him, and I'm fine with that. I'm cool with him shooting contested twos, not necessarily wide open corner threes. So as long as Kuzma can close out and get into like a bad mid range shot, I'm perfectly fine with Grant hitting a bunch of mid range.
But yeah, but I will say this caveat: like Grant has blow by abilities a lot because the Clippers' tendency to switch. He found himself with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard in front of him a lot. So I do think you'll see a lot more like I think we might get a 20-point Jeremy Grant game. That's my one guaranteed prediction.
I'm cool with that. If Jeremy Grant beats us, I'm fine with that.
Oh yeah, he's not gonna beat you, yeah, no.
No, he dropped 20, and then Jokic gets 16, and Jamal got like 30. That's a recipe for Lakers loss. So.
Yeah, but if I were the Lakers personally, I would. I mean, let's be honest. Dwight's just gonna foul out. He's just gonna foul him. Like, cool. I mean, it's fine to throw him out there, but like team fouls do matter because when you get a lot of team fouls, you just lead some free throws. So I think you just put AD on him, and like I just wouldn't double. Like if he's going for 30, that's fine. But when Jokic is getting triple doubles,
Yeah, definitely don't double.
14, 15 assists. That's when the Nuggets start getting lethal.
He's too
Lakers
good.
not doubling him. Like the Clippers doubled him out of necessity. The Lakers have big bodies and strong bodies and versatile bodies that can actually move with him. Even Dwight can move with him on the perimeter. Like
Yeah,
at the three, but he can move with him on the perimeter. So
they could just foul him.
we're good on that. And I want Dwight to beat him up a little bit. Like I need at least 2 or 3 fouls for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like just to let him know that just to get in his head a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let him know that like ain't nothing free down here. You know? So
Yo,
If that works, we'll see.
yo, so
even if it don't, I'm fine with it. You know, I just want to bruise him up a little bit.
let's flip to the other side. I know in the last series, he talked about how LeBron had no one to guard him in the Rockets game. Really no one for AD at all, either, if we're being really honest. If you're looking at this series from a Lakers scoring, specifically in half court, do you feel good about your chances of really generating great half court offense? Do you feel like there's mismatches for the Lakers to take advantage of? Like, or what are you thinking about that, Chris?
Yeah, there's nobody that can guard LeBron, and Jokic should have. I mean, if he's on AD, he should have a tough time too. Same thing with the last series. If your two best players don't have great matchups on defense, you should eat.
I don't think it's that bad matchups though. Cause I even think Paul Millsap be decent.
Paul
on
Millsap on
Anthony
who?
Davis.
Paul Millsap on who?
On Anthony Davis.
I'm not sold on it. Why can't?
No.
What's to stop him from just shooting over him?
That's not terrible. The problem is, where do you put Jokic if you put him on AD?
That's what I'm saying. That's the whole Dwight thing. That's what I'm saying. That's why if I'm the Lakers, bro, I'm just gonna go with the best line from the rip. I'm not playing around with these dudes. Dwight is a place for someone to rest on defense. Jokic specifically. I'm gonna make Jokic pay for being out there. I'm gonna make him move around and make him guard AD. I don't know.
2 notes, because like Mason Plumlee can abuse JaVale, so you need Dwight for when Mason Plumlee comes in.
No, for sure.
And that's when they'll have those battles. So that's essential for that. I honestly, JaVale should sit the series. Like he shouldn't play, but he will play. Which I don't know. Frank Vogel has a weird infatuation with him. But
Jokic is gonna abuse JaVale.
everyone's gonna abuse JaVale, from Jokic to Plumlee and everyone in between. And pick and roll.
Bobo too, might he get up there.
All right, chill.
But the second thing though is that if I'm the Nuggets, like you really just you blitz LeBron, you make AD shoot like threes, like you leave AD open on the 3, and you leave him open for like the mid-range long 2s, and you just make KCP beat you. You make KCP, Caruso, like they're gonna have wide open shots, and if they hit them, series is over. But I would make KCP, Caruso, Rondo, Kuzma. I would make them beat me, and I would just blitz LeBron, and I would leave AD open at 3. Because AD hits like 4 or 6 threes, I ain't have a chance anyway. But I don't want him in the paint getting fouls and things like that. And then getting Jokic in foul trouble as well. So on the Nuggets, I live and die by KC3.
Is that a recipe for success to just let LeBron create like that?
No, but
No, but 19 assists, LeBron.
Like I think it's a bad disadvantage anyway. Like I don't think the Nuggets are in a good space there anyway. But I'm just saying, if I was Mike Malone, what I would do is just not let LeBron get off scoring wise, and I would make Lakers have been a shaky 3-point shooting team the whole time, like the whole year, and especially in the bubble. So I would make AD a 3-point shooter, and I would make KCP.
Not the last couple games,
Bro, here's my thing though. Is like, bro, I think a lot of times people get caught up in saying, "Oh, he can't guard AD." Bro, look, no one can really guard elite players in this league. It's more so about can you contain players, right? If I look at the Nuggets, dude, I don't think they're gonna struggle to contain these dudes in terms of like they just get busted one-on-one. I think the problem is more so the fact that LeBron James is just not going to allow them to lose. Like he's just not going to let them go on these droughts. Like it's a LeBron thing. I don't think it's really because the Lakers have these crazy advantages against the Nuggets. The Nuggets are a good team, and they have guys that can like match up physically with them. It just comes down to the fact that these when Nuggets go down, I think early in the game, these lapses they have, like when you play against LeBron, bro, you can't do that. Because LeBron's not going to let you come back, dude. It's just not going to happen.
And that's why I would blitz him. Like I would try to tire LeBron as much as I can. Full court, like pick him up, nudge him, do whatever. And you're not getting physical with LeBron. But I try to do any little thing that I could, throw him off his path, deny him from getting the ball, doing as much as you can to kind of take him out of the game. Like you're not going to take LeBron out of the game, but you need to do everything you possibly. Like
then he go bang on somebody.
Everything. Like
make him a passer. Make him a passer.
No, I'm also going to add, you saw what Donovan Mitchell did to the Nuggets in the pick and roll.
No, but they don't have a Donovan Mitchell type player, though, in my opinion.
But I'm saying, I'll take LeBron in the pick and roll over Donovan Mitchell out of the pick and roll.
I agree with you. I'm just saying, Donovan Mitchell wasn't getting downhill dunking them. He was hitting crazy threes. So I didn't even know
he was getting downhill and getting
okay,
fouled.
he was, but I'm saying he had like 5 threes, 7 threes every time. And he was hitting crazy threes. You cannot tell me he wasn't hitting like some crazy shots, bro.
He was hitting crazy threes, but he's not 6'8", 250.
I'm saying LeBron's not taking those shots, bro.
I'm saying LeBron going down, LeBron getting downhill and Donovan Mitchell getting downhill is a whole different story. Donovan Mitchell don't go downhill like LeBron because he's 6'3", 6'4".
I get what you're saying. I don't think that's like.
I just don't think blitz. I mean, you could try to blitz him, but at some point he's going to split that. Probably consistent.
Bro, but you're not blitzing him after he sets the screen. You're blitzing him before he sets the screen. I think that's what Dre is saying.
So what happens when he doesn't bring? I'm just saying. I think his way is to scheme that out anyway. Just don't have him bring the ball up the court.
No.
That's what you want.
That's the way to scheme it out. But I'm just saying, just
all right, you know.
Yeah. Just start off with like just to throw something different in the pot. I would make AD shoot threes, and I would give up the 3-point shoot. I'll make Danny Green hit like 5 or 6 threes. Danny Green hits 5 or 6 threes.
I think it's gonna be the series though that they're gonna miss Will Barton though, because like there's gonna be times, bro, because the Lakers have a good defense. They're gonna need somebody just to start hitting some shots, dude. And this is where Gary Harris might get exposed. So we'll see.
The Nuggets just beat the Clippers without a starter, without one of their key starters that had the highest PER for them and the highest net rating for them all season over Jokic and Murray. That's actually kind of wild. But anyway,
Birthday star with Michael Porter Jr. So
yeah,
kind of balance them out. A 6'10" person who could just hit shots off the rip and can rebound and not really defend, but can rebound, hit shots. It helps them out a lot.
That's true.
So wrapping this up, I will say Jamal Murray, bro. If you guys want to win, Jokic has been playing good, but this series right here, you're gonna have to strap on your big boy cap. You're gonna have to go absolutely stupid for you guys to have a chance several times. I'm talking a lot of 40 balls. So we'll see.
Can't get that.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right, man. It's been a League of NBA pod. Check back in next time. We got the Cardi B Offset scoop for you.
Every time. What's wrong with this guy?
Still want to be so bad.
Yo, shout out to Donald Trump. He's on TV going crazy today. He was definitely blacking out. It was nuts. Never seen anything like it. He talks himself every time. League NBA.
He's a terrible president, but he makes for great content. Say that.
No, we have a political pod, bro. We be doing numbers right now. But we back next time, next Sunday. You know what it is. And yeah, we out of there. Hey, follow us at the League NBA Pod, Instagram, Twitter, the Real. No, not the Real. Well, check out the Real Film Podcast too while you at it. But nah, check us out at Rise Network on YouTube. We're doing a lot more YouTube content, posting almost daily with stuff. IGTV, Facebook, all that. Check us out, man. A lot of content. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon.
BlackPeopleMeet.com.
Hey. All right.
Deuces, y'all.